This book will take you on a deep dive into the invisible force that governs our lives, our energy. If you're tired of living in the chaos and noise of everyday life, and you want to tap into a deeper truth, then this book is for you. Stay with me because we're about to explore the most powerful truth of all. Energy never lies, and it's time we all learn to trust it. Energy never lies. Introduction. Energy never lies isn't just a phrase. It's a truth that runs deeper than what we can see or touch. In these pages, we'll dive into the unseen currents of the world. We'll explore the way your personal energy impacts your life, your relationships, and your reality. We'll talk about how to protect it, how to tune into it, and most importantly, how to use it as a compass to navigate through the noise and find what truly matters. This book is for anyone who feels like something is off, who knows there's more to life than what meets the eye, and who's ready to trust their inner knowing. You'll learn how to hear the whispers of your own energy and how to align with the higher vibrations that lead to peace, purpose, and true fulfillment. Through stories, simple practices, and eye-opening truths, you'll discover how to live in alignment with your highest self, because when you do, the world will shift with you. The truth is this: you are more than your thoughts. You are more than your experiences. You are energy in motion. And that energy is guiding you every day, whether you know it or not. Let this book be the invitation to trust what your energy is telling you. Part 1. The Truth About Energy. Chapter 1. What is energy? You can't see it, you can't always explain it, but you felt it your entire life. It's that gut feeling when something isn't right. It's that heaviness in the room after a fight, even when nobody's saying a word. It's the warmth you feel around someone who truly loves you, without them needing to prove a thing. That's energy. It's not some distant mystical thing reserved for spiritual gurus or yoga retreats. It's real. It's personal. It's happening right now, in you, around you, and between every single interaction you have. Energy is the language behind the words, the emotion behind the smile, the truth that sits in silence. And the thing about energy is, it never lies. People might say they're fine when they're falling apart. They might smile while secretly judging you. They might make promises with no intention of keeping them. But their energy always reveals what they're really carrying. And whether you realize it or not, your body knows. Your spirit knows. That unease in your chest, that lump in your throat, that sudden shift in your mood when someone walks in, that's not your imagination. That's your inner system responding to energy, trying to warn you or guide you. Most of us were never taught to trust that. We were told to be polite, to ignore our feelings, to believe what people say over what we feel. But what if everything you've ever needed to know is already inside you? What if your energy has been trying to lead you to the truth all along? We live in a world that values logic and proof, but life, real life, is felt. And the deeper you get in tune with energy, the clearer everything becomes. You stop needing explanations. You just know. You sense when something's right. You feel when it's wrong. And you begin to trust the voice that doesn't speak in words but in vibes, in signals, in quiet knowing. That's the beginning of alignment. That's the start of living truthfully. And this book is your reminder that energy is your first language. It's your real GPS, it's your truth detector, it's your power. So as we begin this journey together, I invite you to forget what you've been told to think and start remembering what you've always felt, because energy never lies. And once you learn how to read it, trust it, and protect it, your life will never be the same. Chapter 2. The human energy field. You've probably felt it before. You're around someone who hasn't said a single word, but something about them just makes you feel calm, or uneasy, or electric. That's not just intuition. That's their energy field interacting with yours. Every human being is surrounded by an invisible yet deeply real field of energy. It's not some New Age theory or spiritual fluff, it's a lived truth. Your energy field is the space around you that holds your emotional state, your thoughts, your intentions, and even your spiritual weight. Some call it an aura, others call it a vibe. Science might call it electromagnetic resonance, but no matter what you call it, the impact is the same. People feel you before they know you. Your energy enters the room before your voice does. Think about that. You don't have to speak for someone to feel your anxiety. You don't have to explain yourself for someone to know you're holding joy or pain. It's written all over your energy. And here's the part no one tells us in school. Your energy field is not fixed. It shifts every day, even every hour. What you eat, how you sleep, who you talk to, and what you believe about yourself, all of it gets absorbed into your field. That's why some people feel heavy even when they smile, and others feel warm even when they're quiet. We're picking up on something deeper than words. The body is wise like that. Have you ever stood next to someone and felt drained afterward? Or suddenly anxious for no reason? You may have absorbed some of their emotional weight, because when energy fields overlap, we exchange more than we realize. That's why protecting your energy is not just some trendy phrase. It's self-respect. Your field carries your life, story, your healing, your scars, and your truth. You don't owe anyone access to it. Not everyone deserves a seat that close to your soul, and the more self-aware you become, the clearer your energy becomes to others. People will start saying, "You feel different." That's not magic, that's alignment, that's you finally living from the inside out. So if you're feeling low, if you're constantly drained, or if life just feels off, don't just chase distractions. Check your field. What have you allowed into your space? What thoughts have you been feeding yourself? What people have you given permission to influence your peace? The answers are there in your field waiting to be felt. The truth is your energy is always talking, even when your mouth is not. So the next time you wonder why someone pulled away, why someone leaned in, or why you feel what you feel, don't overthink it. Just feel it. Because energy never lies, and neither does the field around you. Chapter 3. The Science and the Spirit. 4. Long time people thought science and spirit were enemies. You had to pick a side. Either believe in facts or believe in something you can feel but can't measure. But what if the divide isn't real? What if science is just now catching up to what the spirit has always known? Quantum physics tells us that everything is energy. Everything. Not just stars and atoms, but thoughts, emotions, words. Your body is made of particles, and those particles aren't solid. They vibrate, they move, they respond, and they carry information. Now think about that for a second. Your body, your breath, your heartbeat. It's all made of energy and motion. It's not just some poetic idea from a meditation app. It's science. But spirit? Spirit is what makes that energy meaningful. It's what gives it direction. Spirit is the silent compass behind why your energy rises when you're around someone you love, and why your stomach turns when you sit with someone who's lying. It's not superstition, it's signal, it's information. And when you learn to trust it, your life changes. Have you ever walked into a room and felt heavy for no reason? Have you ever felt a peace so strong with someone that you didn't need to say a word? That's not just intuition, that's energy. Recognizing energy. Science calls it resonance, spirit calls it truth. Either way, it's real. You can ignore it, but it's still happening. We've been trained to ignore this language, to value what we see and doubt what we feel. But the body doesn't lie, the heart doesn't lie. The mind can be conditioned, but energy, it's raw, it's pure, it can't fake it. That's why we need both, science to explain it and spirit to live it. When Albert Einstein said, "Everything is energy and that's all there is to it," he wasn't being spiritual, he was being honest. He knew the math, but he also knew there was more than math. The problem is we've tried to reduce life to numbers, to logic, to proof. And in doing so, we've lost touch with the most powerful instrument we have, our inner sense of truth. The truth isn't always loud. It doesn't always come with evidence, but it comes with clarity. You just know. That knowing? That's the intersection of science and spirit. It's where your biology, your chemistry, your nervous system, your emotions, and your intuition all agree. This is right, or this is wrong, and you don't need a study to confirm it. Science is now starting to prove what spiritual traditions have whispered for centuries. Practices like breathwork, meditation, grounding, even prayer, they change your energy field. They calm your nervous system. They help your body heal, not because of belief, but because of biology. Your cells respond to emotion. Your brain rewires itself based on thought. That's not magic, that's fact. But here's the part science can't measure: meaning. Spirit gives meaning to the data. It tells you why your heart beats faster when you hear a certain song. It tells you why you feel empty in a room full of people. It tells you why you keep being drawn to certain paths, even when they don't make sense on paper. That why is spiritual, and it matters just as much as the how. When you stop seeing science and spirit as enemies and start seeing them as teammates, you begin to move differently. You stop needing proof for every gut feeling. You stop explaining away your discomfort in the name of being rational. You start trusting your inner signals. Because guess what? Those signals are the most advanced system you have. Your nervous system, your breath, your skin, your eyes, they're all picking up information your brain hasn't even processed yet. That's not mystical. That's miraculous. And it's you. It's all happening inside you every single day. So the next time someone tells you to be realistic when your gut says no, remember this: energy never lies. Science might not explain everything yet. Spirit might not always be visible. But together, they're the full picture. And you are living proof. Chapter 4. Energy doesn't lie. People do. We've all had moments when someone looked us in the eye, smiled, and told us everything was fine. But deep down, we knew it wasn't. Their words said one thing, but their energy whispered something else entirely. That quiet whisper is what we feel in our chest, in our gut, and even in the heaviness of a silence that lasts 1 second too long. People can fake a smile. They can rehearse words. They can dress up. There lies in compliments and kind gestures. But the body, the soul, the frequency they give off, it tells a different story. Energy doesn't wear a mask. You don't have to be spiritual to feel it. You just have to be honest enough to admit that you do. That uneasy feeling you get around someone you should trust. That's your energy picking up on something your mind hasn't processed yet. We're taught to doubt our feelings and trust appearances, but the truth is, energy is more honest than anything someone can say. People lie to protect their image, avoid conflict, or keep power. They lie because they're afraid. But energy has no fear. It just is. It reveals what's real. You can feel it in someone's presence, in the way their words land, or in how drained or lit up you feel after being around them. Think about it. How many times have you heard someone say, "I knew something was wrong, but I ignored the signs"? Those signs were energy. It's the vibe you get before a breakup, before a betrayal, before a truth comes out. The human body is sensitive to energy shifts. Our nervous systems were designed to pick up on danger, discomfort, and dishonesty. But we've gotten good at pushing those feelings down. We stay in fake friendships, bad jobs, and surface-level conversations because the lie feels easier than the truth. But the truth has a way of pushing through. It always does. You feel it in the tightness in your chest, the lack of peace, the exhaustion that won't go away. You feel it when you're trying to convince yourself something feels right when deep down you know it doesn't. That's not overthinking. That's your energy speaking. And if you keep ignoring it, life will start speaking louder. The cost of ignoring energy is high. It shows up in your health, your relationships, your mental peace. But the beauty of tuning in is that you start attracting people and situations that feel like home. You stop needing to force conversations, prove your worth, or wonder if someone is being real. Because when the energy is real, when it's off, and that knowing is your superpower. Energy doesn't speak in paragraphs. It speaks in presence. It shows up in how someone makes you feel without trying. You won't always have proof. but you'll always have the truth. So trust it. Trust what you feel even when it doesn't make logical sense, especially then. Because energy doesn't lie. People do. Chapter 5. When energy feels. Sometimes you walk into a room and everything looks fine. The smiles, the voices, the lighting. But your body tenses. You feel something sink in your stomach. Maybe it's the quiet judgment no one says, out loud, or the heavy silence between two people pretending they're okay. You don't know what it is exactly, but something is off. That feeling? That's energy. And it never lies. It's the part of you that picks up on what others try to hide. It's not paranoia, and it's not anxiety. It's intuition. It's the quiet voice you've been taught to ignore. But here's the truth. Every time you've walked away from something that didn't feel right, even if it looked perfect, you were protecting your energy. You were choosing truth over appearances. And maybe you didn't always listen. Maybe you stayed too long. We all have. But the moment you start honoring what you feel, not just what you see, you begin to live in alignment. You stop forcing peace where there's tension. You stop shrinking your energy to fit into places that were never meant to hold your light. You begin to trust yourself. And when you do, everything starts to shift. The right people come closer. The wrong ones fall away. Because energy doesn't fake it. It doesn't play politics, it doesn't flatter, it just is. And when it's off, that's your sign. Not to panic, not to fight, but to pause, to breathe, to pay attention. Because your energy is trying to tell you something your mind hasn't yet caught up with. And if you listen, you'll never be lost again. Part 2. Reading energy around you. Chapter 6. How to feel the energy in a room. Have you ever walked into a room and instantly felt something, like a heavy weight pressing on your chest or an overwhelming sense of calm, even though no one has said a word? That's energy. It's not something you can see with your eyes, but it's felt with your senses. It's the vibration that lingers in the space, the unspoken truth that can either lift you up or weigh you down. Every room, every space, carries a certain energy that is shaped by the people in it, the environment, and even the history it holds. But how do you tap into it? How do you feel the energy around you without relying solely on what you see or hear? The first step is to trust your intuition, that gut feeling that often gets drowned out by logic and overthinking. Your body already knows when something feels off or when something feels right. It just takes a moment of stillness to listen. Start by quieting your mind and observing the subtle shifts around you. When you enter a room, notice how your body reacts. Do you feel tense? Are your shoulders tight? Is your heart rate a little faster than usual? These are physical signs that the energy in the space is affecting you. Energy has the power to affect your emotional and physical state without you even realizing it. When you sense discomfort, there may be unresolved emotions in the space, unspoken tension, hidden conflicts, or negative vibes from previous interactions. But when the energy feels light, open, and comfortable, it's a sign of harmony, peace, or even joy that permeates the room. The key is to let your body be your guide. Your heart, your breath, and your posture will tell you everything you need to know about the energy in any room. It's not just about negative or positive energy. It's also about the intensity of that energy. A room full of people who are excited and energetic can feel buzzing and vibrant, but it can also feel overwhelming if you're sensitive to energy. On the other hand, a quiet room may have a peaceful energy that invites reflection or a calm vibe that settles the nerves. The next time you step into a room, close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath. Let the energy speak to you. Feel it. Recognize the shifts and how they affect your body. It's like tuning into a frequency, a silent radio station that broadcasts feelings instead of sounds. The more you practice, the better you'll get at reading the room, at understanding the energy before words are exchanged. Learning how to feel the energy in a room is like learning a new language, a language that is spoken not with words, but with vibrations, with emotions, and with that undeniable sense of something deeper than the surface. It's not always easy, and sometimes it takes time to trust what you're sensing. But once you learn to listen to the energy around you, you'll find that your interactions with people, Your understanding of situations, and even your own emotional state, will shift. Energy is everywhere. It's always speaking to you, guiding you, and if you listen closely enough, it will never lie. Chapter 7. People's energy never lies. Have you ever met someone and immediately felt like something was off, even though they were smiling and speaking all the right words? Or on the flip side, have you ever met someone whose presence just made you feel at home even if you didn't know them yet? That's the power of energy. People's energy never lies. What they feel on the inside will always show up on the outside. It's like an unspoken language that speaks louder than anything they could say. Whether we realize it or not, we're constantly picking up on the vibrations others give off, and they tell us everything we need to know about a person. This chapter is about learning to listen to those signals, because while words can be manipulated, energy never can be. Your gut, your body, and your emotions are the most honest tools you have to read people. This is where you start to understand that what people feel is far more revealing than what they say. So the next time you meet someone, take a deep breath, tune in, and feel what their energy is telling you. It's an insight that could change everything you think you know about the people around you. Chapter 8. Listening between the lines. Live in a world full of words. But the truth is, words are just one part of the conversation. Most of what we communicate, both to others and to ourselves, isn't spoken. It's the energy between the words, the pauses, the silences, the way someone's voice cracks when they're trying to hide something, or the way they shift their eyes when they're uncomfortable. These are the things that tell the real story. Have you ever talked to someone and, despite what they were saying, something in your gut told you it wasn't the full truth? Maybe they smiled. Maybe they laughed. Maybe they gave all the right answers. But there was still this subtle feeling that something was off. That's when you need to start listening between the lines. The truth is often hidden in those unsaid moments. It's in the unspoken tension, the way the body shifts, the way the energy feels in the room when someone speaks. You've felt it. That twinge of discomfort when someone says one thing but their eyes tell another, or when someone insists everything is fine, but their posture says otherwise. Maybe it's a friend telling you they're happy, but their shoulders are hunched, and their smile doesn't quite reach their eyes. Maybe it's a coworker saying they're fine with a decision, but you sense the underlying frustration, even anger, beneath their calm words. Listening between the lines is a skill that takes practice. It's about paying attention to everything. The words, yes, but also the tone, the speed, the body language, and even the silence. Because sometimes, silence is the most powerful message of all. A quiet room can say more than 1,000 words. Or could. When you start listening to the spaces between the words, you start understanding people at a deeper level. You begin to notice what's really going on in their hearts and minds. You can sense their fears, their desires, their true intentions. And you can use that knowledge to navigate your relationships more wisely. But it's not just about others. It's about listening to yourself, too. How often do you ignore the voice inside you? The one that says, "This doesn't feel right," or "Something's not adding up." Too often, we silence that inner voice, that gut feeling, because we think we should trust the words people are saying. But just like with others, your own energy speaks louder than words. You know when something is out of alignment, when your own energy isn't matching what you're saying or doing. And the sooner you listen to that, the sooner you'll find clarity and peace. Listening between the lines is about tuning into the subtle cues, the things people don't say aloud but are desperately trying to communicate. It's about noticing when someone's energy doesn't match their words and trusting that intuition. Next time you have a conversation, slow down. Pay attention to how the person is speaking, not just what they're saying. Notice their body language, their facial expressions, the tone of their voice. And don't forget to listen to your own energy, too. Trust your gut. In a world where we're bombarded with words all the time, the real truth often lies just beneath the surface, in the spaces between. That's where the magic happens. And when you start paying attention to those spaces, you'll find a deeper connection with yourself and the people around you. You'll start hearing the truth, the real truth, that energy never lies. Chapter 9. The energy of emotions are far more than just fleeting feelings. They are powerful energy waves that ripple through every part of us. Think of them as currents in a river, sometimes calm and flowing gently, and other times wild and turbulent. Each emotion carries its own unique vibration, and just like any form of energy, it can either lift you up or drag you down. The energy behind emotions is not something you can see, but you can always feel it, both in your body and in the world around you. Have you ever walked into a room where the atmosphere felt heavy, almost like you could cut the tension with a knife? Maybe you've been around someone whose happiness seemed contagious, making you feel lighter, even without them saying a word. That's the energy of emotions at play. At the core of it, emotions are not just reactions to external events. They are signals from your inner self, guiding you toward truth, alignment, and growth. When we feel joy, love, or gratitude, our energy vibrates at a high frequency, pulling in experiences and people who resonate with that energy. The energy of love, for example, is one of the most powerful forces on the planet. It elevates us, opens our hearts, and makes us more connected to others. It's the energy that makes us feel expansive, like we can take on the world. Love creates peace within, and peace ripples out. On the flip side, emotions like fear, anger, or sadness carry lower frequencies. These emotions don't just weigh on our minds, but on our entire being. When we are stuck in these low-vibe states, we often feel drained, out of balance, and disconnected from ourselves and others. Fear, for instance, keeps us in a state of fight or flight, lowering our vibrations and clouding our ability to think clearly. It can even manifest physically, creating tension in the body or discomfort in the chest. Anger, too, is a volatile energy. While it can serve as a catalyst for change, when it lingers unchecked, it can destroy relationships and block personal growth. But emotions, even the challenging ones, are not the enemy. In fact, they are some of your greatest teachers. They're like messengers, telling you where you are aligned and where you're out of sync with your true self. You might feel anger when your boundaries are violated, or sadness when you've experienced loss. These emotions are your body's way of letting you know that something needs attention. Ignoring them, suppressing them, or pretending they don't exist only causes them to fester and show up in other ways. Energy never lies, and neither do emotions. They are honest. The key is learning how to listen to these emotional waves, understand them, and allow them to move through you. Acknowledge the feelings, but don't let them define you. Emotions are temporary, just like the weather. They will pass, but the energy you carry with you after will linger. That's why it's so important to process and release emotions rather than hold on to them. Have you ever noticed that when you allow yourself to feel deeply, whether it's joy or sorrow, you experience a sort of release afterward? It's as if the emotion leaves your body, creating space for something new. This is the transformative power of emotional energy. It's like clearing out clutter from a room. It opens up space for new opportunities, new connections, and new growth. When you let emotions flow freely, without fear or resistance, they become less of a burden and more of a guide. Learning to feel without judgment, to observe without clinging, is one of the most liberating practices you can adopt. You don't need to control your emotions. You just need to allow them to flow in and out, like waves washing over the shore. The more you practice tuning into your emotions and their energy, the more you begin to see patterns. You start to understand why certain situations trigger certain feelings, and you gain clarity on what needs healing. Ultimately, emotions teach you how to align with your true self, how to live more authentically, and how to use the energy of your feelings to create the life you truly desire. Chapter 10. Your body is a lie detector. We've all been there. You're having a conversation and something doesn't feel right. The words sound okay, maybe even convincing, but deep down, in that quiet space in your chest, something tells you the story doesn't add up. Maybe it's a tiny shift in someone's energy, or maybe you feel a tightness in your stomach. Either way, your body is trying to send you a message. It's saying, pay attention, something isn't right. Your body, in all its quiet wisdom, is one of the most powerful lie detectors you'll ever have. It doesn't need words to tell you the truth. Your gut instinct, the sensations in your body, the way your heart races or your breath catches, all of these are telling you what's really happening beneath the surface. Your body can sense energy in a way your mind often can't. Think about the times you've walked into a room and immediately felt the energy. Maybe you felt calm and peaceful, or maybe you could sense tension in the air. That's your body tuning into frequencies that are beyond words. It's absorbing information. Your mind isn't fully processing, but your body knows exactly what's going on. It's like a subtle whisper from your soul saying, "Trust this or watch out." What happens when your body's signals clash with the words you're hearing? Your mind may try to rationalize what's happening, trying to convince you that everything is fine. But if you listen closely enough, your body knows the truth. That tightness in your chest when someone avoids eye contact, the headache that starts when someone says something that doesn't sit well with you, or the sense of unease you feel when something is just off. These aren't random reactions. They are your body's way of telling you that there's more to the story than what's being said. This is where we get to the real power of your body's lie detector. We live in a world full of noise, people talking, phones buzzing, information bombarding us from every direction. It's easy to get distracted, to miss the subtle signs our bodies are giving us. But learning to tune into those sensations is one of the most important skills you can develop. You can stop second-guessing yourself. Stop overthinking every little detail because your body will guide you. The more you trust it, the clearer those signals become. Your body doesn't lie. It picks up on truths that are often hidden behind words. It feels what your mind can't always grasp. And when you learn to trust it, you'll be amazed at how much more aligned you'll feel in your life. The next time you get that tightness in your stomach or that sense of discomfort, don't ignore it. Pay attention. Your body is trying to tell you something. Your body is the one source of truth that will never deceive you, even when everything else around you does. So, take a moment. Breathe. Tune into what your body is telling you right now. What's it saying? And more importantly, will you listen? Part 3. Protecting Your Own Energy, Chapter 11. Boundaries are energy. Filters. Boundaries are not just lines we draw in the sand to protect ourselves. They are energy filters. Think of them as invisible shields that let in the good and block out the bad. When we set strong boundaries, we are telling the world what is acceptable to us, and more importantly, what is not. In a world that constantly demands more of us, whether it's work, family, or the endless noise of social media, boundaries are our quiet resistance to the chaos. Without them, we risk losing ourselves. We become drained, overwhelmed, and disconnected from our true purpose. Energy, like water, flows in the direction of least resistance. If we allow people, situations, or environments that are not aligned with our values to constantly drain us, we will quickly find ourselves running on empty. Boundaries aren't about building walls or shutting people out. They're about empowering yourself to choose what you let in. Think about it. Every time you say yes, when you want to say no, you're allowing someone else's energy to override yours. It's like giving away your personal power piece by piece. When you honor your boundaries, you are honoring your own energy. You are saying, "This is where I begin and this is where you end." But let's be clear, setting boundaries is hard. It's not easy to disappoint people or feel the discomfort of confrontation. It's uncomfortable because it often challenges the very idea that we need to please others to feel accepted or loved. But here's the truth. You don't need anyone's approval to protect your peace. You were never meant to carry the weight of everyone's needs. Your energy is precious. And just like you wouldn't let someone drain your bank account without a second thought, don't let others drain your energy. The first step to setting boundaries is recognizing when your energy is being compromised. Do you feel drained after a conversation with someone? Are you constantly overbooked and stressed out because you've said yes to too many things? These are signs that your energy filters are clogged, and it's time to make a change. Start small. Begin by saying no to things that aren't in alignment with your true self. Practice saying no to situations, tasks, or people that drain your energy. It doesn't have to be harsh. You don't have to apologize for protecting your peace. You are not responsible for carrying someone else's emotional baggage. Setting boundaries is a powerful act of self-love. It's about recognizing that your energy is sacred. It's about understanding that you have the right to say no without guilt, and that saying yes to yourself is the most important decision you can make. As you practice setting and maintaining boundaries, you will begin to notice that your energy becomes clearer, more focused, and more aligned with who you truly are. And here's the beauty of it. When you honor your boundaries, others will start to honor them too. They'll respect your time, your space, and your energy. Energy flows where attention goes, and when you prioritize your own well-being, you're teaching others how to do the same. So take a deep breath and give yourself permission to set those boundaries. Your energy is a gift. Don't waste it on things that don't serve you. Protect it, nurture it, and watch as your life begins to shift in ways you never imagined. Boundaries are not just limits. They are the keys to unlocking a life that is vibrant, authentic, and filled with the right people and experiences. Chapter 12. Energy vampires. You've met them before. The people who drain you. You're probably nodding your head already because you know exactly who I'm talking about. Energy vampires. They're not the ones lurking in the shadows or hiding in a cape, but the ones who subtly, and sometimes not so subtly, take your energy without ever giving it back. It's like you leave an encounter with them feeling empty, tired, or even irritated, like your own energy was sucked right out of you. It's not a coincidence. Energy vampires don't operate in the physical world. They thrive in the emotional and spiritual realms. They're often unaware of the harm they're doing, but it doesn't make it any less real. And when you're sensitive to energy, when you've become attuned to your own feelings and energy flow, you start noticing these vampires more clearly. They can show up as friends, family, colleagues, or even strangers. The worst part? Sometimes they don't even have bad intentions, they're just unbalanced. But their unbalanced energy ends up leaving you exhausted, questioning your own truth. So how do you protect yourself? You set boundaries. You stop letting them take your energy, even if it's uncomfortable. You start recognizing your worth and saying, well, no, I won't allow this. It's not about being rude. It's about being honest with yourself and honoring your own energy. Energy vampires will always be around, but it's up to you whether or not you let them feed on your life force. Chapter 13. The Power of Solitude. Solitude is often misunderstood. In a world that glorifies constant connection, social media, and never being alone, solitude can seem like a punishment, something to be avoided at all costs. Yet, it's in solitude that we often discover our truest selves. When you take a step back from the noise, the expectations, and the distractions, you are left with only you. No one else's voice, no one else's agenda, just your own heart. And the power of solitude isn't about loneliness. It's about recharging your spirit, finding clarity, and reconnecting with your deeper purpose. It's in those quiet moments, when the world outside fades, that we are able to hear our own thoughts, our own desires, and sometimes our own truth. When we're constantly surrounded by others, it's easy to lose touch with ourselves. We start living through the eyes of others, seeking validation, approval, or permission to exist a certain way. Solitude, on the other hand, allows us to breathe freely. It gives us permission to simply be. It helps us reconnect with that part of ourselves that's often drowned out by the demands of daily life. Think of solitude as the reset button for your soul. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by life, by work, by the noise that never seems to stop? A few moments of true solitude can clear the fog. It doesn't take hours of meditation or a retreat into the mountains. Sometimes it's just 5 minutes in a quiet room with no distractions, allowing yourself to breathe deeply, to simply be in the moment, without pressure. But solitude isn't just about being alone physically. It's also about the mental and emotional space to think clearly, It's the time when your mind isn't racing, when you're not responding to anyone else's needs or priorities. Solitude gives you the gift of clarity, allowing you to process your emotions, make decisions, and reflect on your life's direction without the outside noise. It's the space where your own energy can reset and realign, free from the interference of others' influences. For many, solitude brings up feelings of discomfort. It might feel strange at first, even unsettling, to be with just yourself. But that's where the magic happens. When you learn to sit comfortably in solitude, you begin to understand yourself in ways that other people cannot. You uncover hidden thoughts, buried desires, and passions that had been overshadowed by the rush of life. You begin to feel your energy in a deeper way, because you're no longer distracted by the outside world. Some of the most transformative experiences and breakthroughs in life happen in solitude. Think about some of the greatest thinkers, artists, and innovators in history. They spent countless hours alone with their thoughts, honing their craft and discovering their purpose. Solitude isn't a luxury. It's a necessity for anyone seeking to grow, evolve, and live a life that's authentically their own. In solitude, you can hear your intuition loud and clear. It's that inner voice that always knows the right path. It gets drowned out when there's too much noise. When you're alone, there's no pressure to conform, no expectations to meet. You're free to follow your own rhythm, trust your own wisdom, and make decisions that truly reflect your deepest desires. As you embrace the power of solitude, you begin to see it not as a form of isolation, but as an opportunity to find yourself. You become more confident in who you are, less swayed by the opinions of others, and more grounded in your own energy. You learn to trust your intuition, follow your heart, and make decisions that align with your truth. Solitude is a gift, a space where you can listen to the whispers of your soul and feel the energy of your own being. In the silence, you discover your strength, your purpose, and your authentic self. And when you return to the world, you do so with a renewed sense of clarity and peace. Solitude doesn't disconnect you from the world. It reconnects you with your own power. It's in those quiet moments that you realize you are enough and you've always had everything you need within you. Chapter 14. Energy Cleansing Rituals. Energy, like water, can become stagnant if it's not moving, flowing, or refreshed. Every interaction, every experience leaves a trace, an imprint on your energy. Whether it's a challenging conversation, a stressful day at work, or even the energy of a place you've visited, all of it sticks to you. If we don't take time to cleanse ourselves of these energetic residues, we can end up carrying more than we realize, weighing down our spirit and clouding our clarity. Energy cleansing rituals are not just for spiritual practitioners. They're for anyone who wants to live freely, fully, and with intention. These rituals help reset, refresh, and restore your energy field to its natural state, making room for peace, balance, and positive flow. Think of it as a shower for your soul, cleansing you of negativity and leaving you renewed. One of the simplest, yet most powerful ways to cleanse your energy is through smudging, a practice that's been used for centuries in many cultures. The smoke from sacred herbs like sage, palo santo, or cedar has long been believed to purify the air and clear away negative energy. To begin, light your smudge stick and allow the smoke to fill the space around you. You can move the smoke over your body, from head to toe, paying extra attention to areas that feel heavy or blocked. As you do this, you might feel the energy shifting, almost as if you're breathing in new life. The beauty of this practice is that you don't need to understand every ancient detail to feel the effects. Just let the smoke wash over you, while you consciously release anything that no longer serves your highest good. Another cleansing ritual involves sound. Sounds have vibration, and just like the body can carry energy, sound can clear it. If you've ever felt a shift in the atmosphere after a song changes, you've experienced this firsthand. To cleanse your space and energy, consider using a singing bowl, a bell, or even your voice. Start by creating a simple chant or sound that feels good to you, something you can hum or sing that lifts your spirit. The vibrations will ripple through your space, dissolving the heavy, stagnant energy and making room for something more uplifting. For those who connect with water, salt baths can be incredibly purifying. Salt has long been known for its ability to absorb negative energy. When you soak in a warm bath with a few cups of sea salt, you allow your body to detox and release what no longer belongs. As you sit in the water, take deep, conscious breaths, imagining that with every exhale, you are letting go of anything holding you back. Visualize the negative energy leaving your body and dissolving into the water. Afterward, you'll feel lighter, both physically and energetically. If you're someone who's sensitive to energy, you may also want to create a sacred space, a quiet corner or room where you can perform daily or weekly energy cleanses. This could be as simple as lighting a candle and sitting in stillness, or as elaborate as arranging crystals and sacred objects that resonate with your energy. The goal is to have a place where you can connect with yourself, reset, and recharge. It's about cultivating a routine that aligns with your needs, allowing you to stay clear, balanced, and empowered. In addition to these practices, intentional breathwork is another tool for clearing your energy. Breath is life. When you breathe, deeply and consciously, you bring oxygen to every cell in your body, stimulating the flow of energy and creating space for new experiences. Start by sitting in a comfortable position and taking several deep breaths in through your nose, holding for a moment and then exhaling slowly through your mouth. As you breathe, imagine the air bringing in light and love, and with each exhale, you release tension, stress, or negative thought patterns. Do this for a few minutes and you'll begin to notice a shift in how you feel. Remember, energy cleansing doesn't have to be complicated. It's about setting the intention to create space for your highest self. It's about creating a habit, clearing away what no longer serves you, so you can be open to the magic, growth, and love that life has to offer. Whether it's with sage, water, sound, or breath, the most important part is that you are mindful. You are choosing to honor yourself and your energy, and when you take the time to care for your energy, it cares for you in return. So the next time you feel weighed down or out of alignment, take a moment to perform one of these rituals. You'll be amazed at how much lighter, clearer, and more centered you feel afterward. Energy doesn't lie. It's always there, guiding you, showing you the truth. Let these rituals be your way of tuning into that truth, reconnecting with your essence, and maintaining a flow of pure, vibrant energy. Chapter 15. Detoxing your digital life. We're living in a world that's more connected than ever, yet it feels like we're becoming more disconnected from ourselves. Our phones buzz incessantly, our inboxes overflow, and the constant stream of social media updates tells us what everyone else is doing, feeling, and buying. It's as if the world is always on, always demanding our attention. But in this noise, something is lost. We lose ourselves in the flood of digital distractions and we forget the most important thing. The energy we consume online shapes our lives. The truth is simple. Your digital life is constantly feeding you energy, both good and bad. And just like any other part of your life, the energy you allow into your digital space matters. Every post you scroll past, every notification you respond to, every article you read, is either adding to or draining your energy. When was the last time you stepped back and asked yourself, how does this make me feel? It's a question worth asking because it's easy to get swept away in the digital rush and forget that we have the power to control what we expose ourselves to. Digital detoxing isn't just about putting your phone down for an hour or limiting your screen time. It's about clearing out the energy that comes with your digital world. Think about the people you follow. Do they lift you up, or do they leave you feeling drained, anxious, or unworthy? Social media, while designed to connect us, often has the opposite effect. We compare ourselves to others. We see only the highlight reels. And we forget that these carefully curated posts are just one side of a much bigger story. The energy of comparison can eat away at your confidence and peace of mind if you let it. But detoxing your digital life isn't just about unfollowing accounts or ignoring notifications. It's about intentional consumption. What are you allowing into your mind? What messages are being fed to your subconscious every day? When was the last time you watched something that truly made you feel alive, not just entertained, but moved? inspired, or energized. The movies, articles, and videos we consume can either elevate us or lower our vibe. And it's not just what we see. It's also how much of it we allow ourselves to consume. Have you ever thought about how much time you spend online in comparison to the time you spend offline? The moments you spend scrolling through your feed could easily be spent connecting with the world around you, connecting with nature, with loved ones, or even with yourself. The real world is alive and waiting for you to engage with it. It's a place where energy flows freely, where the air is fresh, where your body can feel the sun on your skin and the wind in your hair. But when you're glued to your phone, you're missing it. Your energy is being siphoned away by endless digital stimuli, leaving you feeling more tired, disconnected, and unfulfilled. Detoxing your digital life means more than just taking breaks from your screen. It means choosing energy that nourishes you. Set boundaries with your phone. Instead of checking it first thing in the morning, try waking up and connecting with yourself. Maybe you meditate, journal, or even just sit in silence for a moment. The point is to stop giving your energy away to the digital world before you've even given yourself any. When you do pick up your phone, be intentional. What will you do with this time? What do you want to learn or experience? How will this moment contribute to your well-being? Take stock of the accounts you follow, the news outlets you read, the people you engage with. Do they match the energy you want in your life? Do they contribute to your growth, or do they just drain you? It's time to clean house. Don't be afraid to unfollow, unsubscribe, or mute. It's not about rejecting the world. It's about protecting your peace. You are the curator of your own energy field, and it's okay to curate it wisely. Detoxing your digital life means making choices that leave you feeling empowered, clear, and aligned. The real magic happens when you realize that you have complete control over the energy you absorb online. With a little awareness and intention, you can turn your digital world into a space that uplifts, inspires, and aligns with who you are and who you're becoming. So take a step back and ask yourself, what energy am I allowing into my life today? The answer could change everything. Part 4. Energy and Relationships. Chapter 16. Love is energy in motion. Love is not a simple emotion, it's an undeniable force that moves through everything. It's the energy that surrounds us, shifts the air, and wraps itself around our hearts when we least expect it. We talk about love in words, I love you, but true love isn't in the words. It's in the energy. We feel in the moments, the quiet exchanges, the unspoken bond that exists long after the words are said. Love is energy in motion. It's the spark that ignites the deepest parts of us, the flow that connects us to each other, even across distances. Think about the last time you felt deeply in love, whether with a person, a place, or even an idea. The moment was alive with energy. It wasn't just a feeling of happiness, it was more profound. There was a warmth in your chest, a lightness in your step, and an undeniable sense of alignment with the universe. That's the energy of love. And it's moving through you, around you, and beyond you. But here's the thing. We don't always recognize this energy. We often think love is about actions, gifts, or grand gestures. We look for it in tangible forms. But love is not confined to anything that can be wrapped in a box. It's the subtle force beneath the surface of every interaction. It's the way a person makes you feel, the way your heart beats when you're near them, the way time stands still in the presence of true connection. True love never feels forced. It doesn't demand to be seen or heard. It simply is. You know, you're in love when your energy matches someone else's, and when your heart beats with theirs without needing to speak a word. That's the power of love. It's an unspoken, invisible force that shapes the way we see the world and one another. Think about it this way. When you're in love, everything else seems to fall into place. Life feels smoother, more beautiful. The sun seems brighter. You feel lighter, more open to the world around you. That's not a coincidence. That's the energy of love working its magic. It aligns your mind, body, and soul in perfect harmony with the universe. The vibrational, Frequency of love is higher than anything else, and when you're in tune with it, you radiate it everywhere you go. On the flip side, when love is missing, everything feels heavier. You may notice yourself walking through life with a sense of weight, like you're carrying the world on your shoulders. This is the opposite of love's energy. It's the absence of that flow, the block that stops the movement of life from flowing freely. Love, however, has a way of returning to us even when we least expect it. It shows up in small, quiet moments, in the laughter of friends, in the embrace of family, in the kindness of strangers. It's not always about romantic love. The energy of love is present in every interaction, in every connection. It moves between you and those around you, quietly shifting things. The more you give love, the more you receive it. And it's not just a return of affection. It's an exchange of energy, an alignment of vibrations that creates something new and beautiful every time. In your life, you've probably experienced moments where everything just clicked, when your heart opened and everything flowed effortlessly. That's the energy of love in full motion. And when you feel it, when you recognize it, you know that love is not something you have to chase or force. It's already here, always moving, always flowing, always creating. The trick is in recognizing it, embracing it, and allowing it to guide you. So, take a moment to reflect. When was the last time you felt love as energy in motion? When did you feel your heart truly open and align with someone else's energy? That moment was more than just a feeling. It was the universe at work, guiding you toward your truest, most connected self. Love is energy in motion, and once you truly understand this, you'll see how it moves through every part of your life, shaping your path, your choices, and your relationships. Because love, at its core, is not just a feeling, it's a force. And once you align with that force, there's no limit to where it can take you. Chapter 17. Trusting the vibe. Not the words are powerful, but energy speaks louder. In life, we often hear what people say, but what they don't say can be more telling. We've all been in conversations where the words seem perfect, but something feels off. It's that uneasy feeling in the pit of your stomach, that subtle tension in the air that doesn't match the tone of the words. The truth is, people's energy doesn't lie. While words can be manipulated, hidden, or even fabricated, energy will always give you the real story. We're wired to pick up on energy, even when we don't realize it. Our bodies are intuitive and sensitive, picking up on shifts in a room or the silent cues people give off. When someone tells you, "I'm fine," but their shoulders are tense and their gaze avoids yours, you're not crazy for feeling something isn't right. You're simply paying attention to what's beneath the surface, the energy. Trusting the vibe means learning to listen to your gut. It means not dismissing that feeling you get when someone's actions don't match their words. It's easy to get caught up in the story someone is telling you, the words, the explanations, the reasoning. But if their energy isn't aligned with their narrative, something's off. And the longer you ignore it, the more your body will scream at you to pay attention. We've all been there pretending that everything is fine when our intuition tells us otherwise. The challenge is learning to trust that feeling, to trust the vibe, and act on it. Words are a tool of communication, but they are not the full story. They can be shaped and polished to sound convincing. They can be used to manipulate, to soften the truth, or to disguise what someone is truly feeling. But energy, on the other hand, is pure. It's raw, unfiltered, and can't be masked by a perfectly timed sentence. Energy is the truth we can't fake. Think about it. When someone says, "I love you," their words might sound sweet, but their energy tells you whether it's real or not. The sincerity in their eyes, the warmth in their touch, the openness of their heart, those things tell you if love is truly present. Words are easy. Energy is hard to fake. When you start trusting the vibe, not the words, you stop second-guessing yourself. You stop needing confirmation from others to feel safe or understood. You start trusting your instincts, your inner compass, and that's when your life begins to change. You'll stop settling for empty words and start seeking the truth behind them. You'll stop giving your energy to people who don't deserve it. You'll stop ignoring the red flags that have been waving in front of your face. The challenge, though, is not getting caught in the trap of self-doubt. It's easy to dismiss that subtle feeling of discomfort as being overly sensitive or paranoid. But your body is smarter than your mind. It knows when something isn't right, even if you can't quite put your finger on it. Trust it. The more you tune into the energy around you, the more you'll start to see the truth for what it is. Trusting the vibe also means trusting yourself. The more you recognize that your feelings, your gut reactions, and your intuition are valid, the stronger you become in your ability to navigate the world. You'll be able to protect your energy from negative influences, set boundaries where they're needed, and align with people who match your frequency. You'll be less likely to settle for situations that feel wrong or relationships that don't serve you. When you start trusting the vibe, you begin to trust your own ability to discern what's real and what's fake. But it's not just about protecting yourself from harm. Trusting the vibe also means understanding that the energy you put out is just as important as the energy you receive. When you show up authentically, when your words align with your energy, you send a signal to the universe that you are ready for the right connections. You attract people who are on the same wavelength, and you create space for more genuine, fulfilling relationships. So the next time you're in a conversation or situation that feels off, take a moment to check in with yourself. What does the energy feel like? Is it aligned with what's being said, or is there a disconnect? Trust that feeling. The words might be sweet, but the vibe will tell you everything you need to know. And remember, when you start trusting the vibe, you're not just listening to the world around you, you're listening to your soul, and your soul will never lie to you. Chapter 18. The energetics of connection. Connection is more than just words shared or hands held. It's deeper. It's energy. When you meet someone or even just exchange a glance, your energy meets theirs. This isn't some abstract concept, it's real. You can feel it even if you don't fully understand what it is. You felt the rush of connection when you're in the right place, with the right person. You know the feeling when it clicks. A sense of understanding, of belonging, as if you've known them forever, even if it's your first meeting. That's the energetic dance happening between two people. But not all connections feel good, do they? Sometimes you meet someone and it's like an invisible wall rises between you. You can't explain it. Everything looks fine on the surface. The conversation flows, the smiles are exchanged, but something feels off. Maybe it's a subtle feeling of discomfort, or maybe it's a complete drain of energy. That's energy too. Energy speaks louder than words ever can, and it doesn't lie. You're sensing the truth of that connection, whether you want to or not. The truth is, energy is constantly being exchanged between people. Think about it. Every interaction, whether it's a handshake, a hug, or a simple glance, shifts the energy between you and the other person. Sometimes you're left feeling uplifted, energized, and motivated after a conversation. Other times, you're drained as if the life force was sucked right out of you. That's because some connections feed you while others take from you. The key is learning to recognize the difference. People who are energetically aligned with you feel like a breath of fresh air. They get you. You feel seen, heard, and understood in ways that words can't describe. It's like your souls are speaking the same language. With them, connection doesn't need to be forced. It just flows. There's no struggle, no effort. It's natural. These connections are like a warm embrace for the spirit, leaving you feeling lighter, clearer, and more grounded in yourself. But not all connections are that easy. There are those whose energy doesn't align with yours at all. Perhaps they're negative, draining, or simply misaligned with who you are. It's easy to overlook or ignore these signs, but your energy knows. Deep down, your intuition senses the truth, even if your mind doesn't want to admit it. The trick is to trust that inner voice, that gut feeling, that tells you when a connection is toxic or just doesn't feel right. It's okay to walk away from people who don't support your energy. You are allowed to protect your peace. What's fascinating is that energy doesn't just stay between you and one person, it can spread. Have you ever noticed how being around certain people can affect your mood, even when they're not saying much? The energy in a group setting can shift dramatically based on the individuals in the room. If someone is particularly down or angry, you can feel it. It's contagious and it spreads. That's why choosing who you spend your time with is so important. You want to be around people who elevate you, who bring out the best in you, not those who pull you down or drag you into negative energy. The energetics of connection also work in the opposite direction. When you're in a good place, when you're grounded, peaceful, and centered, you radiate that energy outward. It's magnetic. You'll notice that people are drawn to you, and more importantly, you'll attract the kinds of people who align with your energy. It's like a mirror effect. When you raise your vibration, you begin to attract higher vibrational connections, and those are the ones that can truly nourish you. The energy you put into your connections is just as important as the energy you receive. Healthy connections require both people to show up authentically, with respect and openness. If you're only giving but never receiving, it's draining. If you're only taking but never giving, it creates imbalance. True connection is built on mutual respect, empathy, and understanding. It's about being present, offering support, and allowing others to do the same for you. When both parties contribute to the relationship with positive energy, that's when the magic happens. In the end, connections are energy exchanges. They're not just about what you can see or hear, but about what you can feel. The next time you meet someone new, take a moment to check in with yourself. What does your body tell you? Does your energy feel lighter or does it feel heavy? Trust what you feel because energy never lies. It's speaking to you, showing you the truth of the connection, long before words ever do. Chapter 19. Letting go of low-vibe bonds. There are people in our lives whose energy doesn't quite align with ours. Maybe you felt it, a heaviness, a drain, an inner knowing that something isn't quite right. At first you might tell yourself it's just a phase or maybe it's you, but deep down, you feel it. That low vibration, the one that stirs up anxiety instead of peace, that triggers you instead of uplifting you. It's draining, it's toxic, it's time to let go. Letting go of low-vibe bonds isn't easy. We're often taught to hold on to relationships at all costs. Blood is thicker than water, family comes first, and friendships should withstand anything. But not every relationship is meant to last forever. And holding on to these connections, even when they no longer serve us, can prevent us from growing, evolving, and attracting better energy into our lives. You might have friends, family, or even coworkers who carry an energy that feels draining. They gossip, complain, or focus on negativity. They might even try to pull you down to their level. At first, you might not even notice it. After all, you've been friends for years or they've been a part of your life for so long. But eventually, you begin to realize that you're not as happy as you once were. You start feeling stuck, weighed down by their energy, and you might even find yourself questioning your own worth or path in life. The truth is, energy is contagious. The people you spend time with affect your mood, your thoughts, and your outlook on life. Their vibrations seep into yours. If they're operating at a low frequency, one filled with negativity, jealousy, fear, or judgment, chances are that energy will start to rub off on you. And before you know it, you're caught up in their world of low vibes, and it becomes harder to see the higher frequencies that are available to you. Letting go of these bonds doesn't mean you stop caring for them or that you're abandoning them. It's about freeing yourself. It's about recognizing that for your own growth and well-being, you need to surround yourself with people who uplift, inspire, and elevate you. You deserve to be around those who believe in your potential, who support your dreams, and who don't try to dim your light. Sometimes it's difficult to cut ties. We fear the judgment. We fear the fallout. We worry about hurting their feelings or being labeled a bad person. But remember, your personal growth and happiness should always be your priority. If a relationship no longer nourishes you or brings joy, it's okay to walk away. It's not selfish, it's self-care. You'll know when it's time to let go. It's that gut feeling that you can't ignore anymore. Maybe it's a conversation where you feel unheard, or a situation that makes you uncomfortable. Maybe you notice the relationship is leaving you feeling more drained than fulfilled. Trust that inner voice. It's there for a reason. Letting go doesn't have to be dramatic or confrontational. It doesn't mean cutting someone off completely or causing a scene. Sometimes, It means creating boundaries. You might choose to spend less time with certain people, or you might be more selective about the types of conversations you engage in. It could even mean having an honest, loving conversation with the person, expressing that your paths are no longer in alignment, and that it's time for you to move forward in different directions. When you let go of low-vibe bonds, you make space for better energy to come in. You open yourself up to people who match your vibration, who encourage you, and who help you rise. And as you release the ties that no longer serve you, you'll feel lighter, freer, and more aligned with your true self. The truth is, the people you keep in your life are a reflection of your energy. If you hold on to relationships that drain you, you're telling the universe that you don't believe you deserve better. But when you let go of the low-vibe bonds, you send a powerful message that you value your energy, your growth, and your peace of mind. And in doing so, you'll attract relationships that support you, inspire you, and help you become the best version of yourself. So if you're ready to let go, trust yourself. Trust the process. Trust that by releasing the low-vibe bonds, you're creating space for something higher, something better, something truly aligned with who you are becoming. Chapter 20. Attracting high-vibe relationships. Have you ever noticed how some people just light up a room the moment they walk in? It's like their energy alone is magnetic, drawing you in, making you feel comfortable, heard, and understood. On the flip side, there are others who leave you drained mentally and emotionally. You don't even have to talk to them much to feel the difference. So, what makes this happen? Why do some people feel like sunshine, while others feel like a storm cloud? The answer lies in vibration. Every relationship, whether it's with friends, family, or partners, is made up of an exchange of energy. We often talk about good vibes and bad vibes casually, but there's real depth to it. Every person you interact with is either vibrating at a higher frequency or a lower one, and their energy affects yours. When you surround yourself with high-vibe people, you naturally feel more inspired, uplifted, and connected. On the other hand, when you're around low-vibe people, you start to feel sluggish, disconnected, and even anxious. But here's the thing. You have the power to attract high-vibe relationships into your life. It's not about forcing connections or trying to change people. It's about aligning your own energy with the kind of people who are already vibrating at the frequency you want to be at. Attracting high-vibe relationships begins with knowing yourself and being clear on what you want. You can't align with someone's energy if you don't understand your own. When you raise your own vibration by focusing on things like gratitude, positivity, personal growth, and emotional health, you naturally start to draw in people who resonate with that energy. It's not about impressing anyone. It's about being true to who you are. The more authentic you are, the more you attract those who align with your soul's energy. Think about it. You're not just looking for people who can make you laugh or offer surface-level connections. You're looking for depth. You want those relationships where there's real understanding, mutual respect, and an unspoken bond that goes beyond just talking about the weather. Now, attracting high-vibe people also means letting go of low-vibe connections. This isn't about judgment or negativity. It's about recognizing when certain relationships no longer serve your highest good. Sometimes we hold on to relationships because of history, guilt, or a sense of obligation. But if a person's energy consistently brings you down, it's okay to step back. Your vibe is too precious to be surrounded by energy that drains it. The truth is, the more you clear out the low-vibe energy from your life, the more room you make for people who will nurture and support your growth. One of the most powerful things you can do is actively choose to nurture relationships that lift you up. That might mean spending more time with people who encourage you, support your dreams, and remind you of your worth. It could be reaching out to a friend who always makes you feel seen and heard, or seeking out new communities where people are aligned with your values. Sometimes it's as simple as having honest conversations about what you need from a relationship without fear of rejection. When you get clear on what you want and need, the universe has a funny way of responding. You might start noticing people entering your life who not only reflect your energy but actually help you grow into the person you're meant to be. But here's the secret. You become what you surround yourself with. If you want to attract high-vibe relationships, you first need to become the embodiment of that energy yourself. This is not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. It's about living with integrity, prioritizing your mental and emotional health, and seeking joy in the small moments. The more you live in alignment with your values and raise your own vibration, the more you'll notice that the people around you will start matching that frequency. And when you've surrounded yourself with high-vibe people, the impact is undeniable. They'll inspire you, challenge you, and help you become the best version of yourself. Attracting high-vibe relationships isn't a destination. It's a journey of self-awareness, growth, and the willingness to let go of anything or anyone that doesn't elevate you. It's about trusting that when you align with your true self, you create space for connections that feel easy, authentic, and meaningful. So, if you're ready to meet those who reflect the very best in you, start by looking inward. Your energy is the most powerful tool you have to create the life you want and to attract the relationships that will make your soul thrive. Part 5. Aligning with your true energy. Chapter 21. Energy alignment and purpose. Have you ever felt that rush of clarity, that feeling deep in your chest when you're doing something that feels right? It's as if the world opens up and suddenly, everything makes sense. That's the power of energy alignment. It's when your inner world matches the external, when your purpose and your energy flow in perfect harmony. We're often told to find our purpose, as if it's something we need to chase or search for in distant places. But the truth is, our purpose is never far away. It's always been there, right beneath the surface, waiting for us to align with it. And when we do, our energy shifts. We start to feel lighter, more confident, and deeply connected to the world around us. Energy alignment isn't about forcing things to happen. It's not about pushing against the current. Instead, it's about learning to trust yourself, your feelings, and the subtle nudges from within. When we're in alignment with our purpose, we stop fighting against the flow of life and begin to trust the natural rhythm of the universe. Think about the moments in your life when you felt the most alive. Perhaps it was a time when you were doing something that made you lose track of time, when you were completely immersed in an activity or in connection with someone, and everything just clicked. That's what alignment feels like. It's that state where your energy isn't being drained by external demands or distractions, but is instead being fed by your own passions, values, and inner truth. Living in alignment means you're no longer pretending to be someone you're not, nor are you forcing yourself to conform to someone else's version of success. It's when your actions reflect your beliefs, when your daily choices are fueled by your heart's deepest desires, not by fear or pressure. It's not always easy to find this place, but when you do, you'll know, because it feels like coming home to yourself. Purpose isn't some far-off, distant goal to be achieved. It's a feeling that grows over time, a connection that deepens with every choice you make, that honors who you are. And when your energy is aligned with that purpose, you become magnetic. You stop seeking approval because you already approve of yourself. You stop chasing after things that don't matter because you've learned to value what truly nourishes your soul. But alignment also means embracing your imperfections. It means recognizing the parts of yourself you've hidden away, the parts that you may have believed were flaws or weaknesses. The truth is, those are often the parts of you that hold the greatest wisdom. When you allow those parts to come forward, when you stop hiding from them and embrace them fully, your energy becomes authentic. It radiates outward, and others can feel it. And that's when your purpose becomes clear, because you're no longer pretending to be someone you're not. In this world full of distractions, it's easy to get lost, to follow other people's paths because they seem easier or more successful. But when you're aligned with your energy, you'll feel the pull toward what's meant for you. And the beauty of energy alignment is that it's always there to guide you, even when you veer off course. It's that gentle whisper that says, "This is you. This is where you belong." So, how do you get aligned with your purpose? It starts with self-awareness. It starts with tuning in to what feels good for you, what makes you feel alive. Pay attention to your emotions, your thoughts, and the energy that surrounds you. Sometimes we already know our purpose. We just need to trust that inner knowing and stop doubting ourselves. When you begin to honor your energy and purpose, you create a life that feels meaningful, a life that feels like it's flowing naturally in the direction it was always meant to go. Energy alignment is the secret to creating a life filled with joy, fulfillment, and a deep sense of purpose. When your energy is aligned, everything else falls into place. You don't have to force things. You don't have to struggle. You simply need to let go and trust the flow of your own life. Remember, your purpose isn't something you have to search for, it's something you have to allow. When you align with your energy, you align with your true self. And when that happens, the universe will move mountains to help you live the life you were always meant to live. Chapter 22. When your energy is off track, there are times when you wake up, look in the mirror, and something just feels off. You can't pinpoint it exactly, but deep down, you know something isn't right. Maybe you're exhausted even after a full night's sleep. Or perhaps you feel irritable, like your patience has disappeared without a trace. Your energy is out of balance, and the worst part is you don't know how to get it back. It's as if you're walking through life on autopilot, disconnected from your true self. This isn't uncommon. In fact, it happens to all of us. We go through seasons where our energy feels off track, misaligned with the person we want to be. It's easy to chalk it up to stress, busy schedules, or just bad luck. But the truth is, when your energy is off, it's often a sign that you're not living in harmony with your deeper purpose. Life, in its relentless pace, has a way of pulling us away from our center. But the good news? You can get back on track. Start by paying attention to your body. It's your first and most honest indicator of where your energy stands. Have you been pushing yourself too hard? Have you been neglecting your needs, focusing on others more than yourself? When your energy is off, it often means that your body is asking for rest, nourishment, or perhaps a shift in focus. Your body knows when you're out of sync. The key is to listen to it before it forces you to slow down. Emotional energy is another clue. When your energy is off, emotions like frustration, anxiety, or sadness can feel more intense. These feelings are often messengers, trying to tell you something important about your current path. Have you been ignoring your own feelings or suppressing them to meet external demands? Emotions are not to be feared. They are indicators. If you're feeling stuck, it's a sign that something needs to change, whether it's your mindset, your habits, or your surroundings. Your mental state also plays a huge role. Have you been ruminating on past mistakes, overthinking the future, or carrying emotional baggage? These mental patterns are like energy leaks. They drain you without you even realizing it. You can't move forward if your mind is constantly looking behind or worrying about what's to come. Being present is the antidote to these energy leaks. But that's easier said than done, right? The key is to practice mindfulness. Even if it's just for a few minutes a day, close your eyes, breathe deeply, and tune into the moment. This simple act can realign your energy in an instant. Sometimes we get so caught up in the grind of life that we forget to check in with ourselves. We forget to ask, am I doing this because it feels right? Or because it's what I think I should be doing? When your energy is off, it's a sign that you're out of alignment with your true self. Maybe you're doing things to please others, or perhaps you've become disconnected from your passions. You might be living someone else's dream rather than your own. If that's the case, it's time to reevaluate, realign with your values. Take the time to reconnect with what brings you joy, peace, and fulfillment. Another major contributor to energy misalignment is the people around you. Have you noticed that some people drain you while others lift you up? Your energy is affected by the people you spend time with. Negative, toxic people can create an energetic weight that pulls you down. On the other hand, those who support, encourage, and uplift you can help elevate your vibe. Pay attention to the energy of the people you surround yourself with. If someone consistently brings you down, it may be time to distance yourself, even if only for a while. Your energy is sacred and you must protect it. When your energy feels off, it's also a call to examine your environment. Is your space cluttered, chaotic, or uninspiring? Your surroundings affect your internal energy more than you might realize. A messy home or workspace can create a feeling of mental chaos, but a clean, organized space can help clear your mind and restore balance. The energy of your physical environment impacts your emotional and mental state. So make sure your space supports the person you're striving to become. Finally, when your energy is off track, it's crucial to give yourself permission to slow down. We live in a world that constantly demands more productivity, more success, more of everything. But sometimes, the best thing you can do for yourself is to take a step back and recharge. Rest isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Allow yourself to breathe, to reflect, and to restore your energy. In this quiet space, you can hear your own inner guidance again, and realignment becomes possible. Remember, your energy is always trying to guide you back to balance. It will send signals, sometimes loud and clear, sometimes subtle and soft. The key is learning to listen, to honor what your body, mind, and spirit are telling you. And when you feel your energy slipping, don't resist. Allow it to teach you what needs to shift. Realignment isn't a destination, but a practice. And with every adjustment, you come closer to living in harmony with your true self. Chapter 23. Daily energy rituals. In the midst of our busy lives, it's easy to forget that we are constantly exchanging energy, whether we're aware of it or not. Every conversation, every glance, every decision we make sends out a signal, a vibration that can either uplift or drain us. So, how do we ensure that our energy stays aligned, vibrant, and authentic? The answer lies in daily rituals. These aren't grand, complicated practices that require hours of your day. No, they are simple, intentional acts that you do every morning and night to reset and replenish your energy. The first step in creating a daily energy ritual is to acknowledge that you are worthy of this time. We often get caught up in the hustle of life, putting everyone and everything else before ourselves. But energy isn't something that comes from the outside in. It flows from within. When you take a few minutes each day to connect with your inner self, you create a strong foundation that radiates outward, touching everything and everyone around you. This could be as simple as starting your morning with a few minutes of mindful breathing. Close your eyes, inhale deeply, and with each exhale, release the stress of yesterday. Imagine each breath as a wave washing over you, clearing out the old and making space for the new. Another powerful practice is to spend a few moments in gratitude. This doesn't need to be a long, structured prayer, but simply acknowledging the good in your life, your health, your relationships, the small victories you've had. Gratitude is one of the highest vibrational energies you can tap into, and the more you express it, the more it attracts abundance and positivity into your life. Midday energy rituals can be just as important. We live in a fast-paced world, and it's easy to get overwhelmed or drained by the constant pull of responsibilities. But even in the busiest of days, you can hit the pause button, take a few moments to stretch, walk outside, or simply close your eyes for a minute of deep breathing. These small breaks are like a reset button for your mind, body, and spirit, giving you the chance to recalibrate before moving forward. Evening rituals are just as crucial. This is when you begin to unwind, releasing the day's tension and preparing for restful sleep. A warm bath, some calming tea, or reading a chapter from a book you love. Anything that calms your nervous system and allows you to let go of the stresses of the day. The goal isn't to rush through it, but to fully be present in the act of self-care, to honor your energy, and give it the rest it needs to regenerate. These rituals don't need to be elaborate. They just need to be intentional, and they don't need to take hours out of your day. Sometimes just a few minutes is enough to shift your energy. The key is consistency. When you show up for yourself, each day you begin to attract more positive, vibrant energy into your life. It becomes a cycle. The more you nurture your energy, the more your energy nurtures you. Think of it like this. Just as you wouldn't go for days without charging your phone, why would you go days without recharging yourself? Your energy is just as important, maybe even more so, than anything else you prioritize. So, create your daily rituals, make them sacred, and watch how your life transforms. When you're aligned and energized, you become a magnet for all that you desire. Remember, energy never lies. When you take care of yours, it radiates truth, love, and abundance to everything and everyone you encounter. Chapter 24. Speaking energy into your life. There's a quiet power in the words we speak, and it's something many of us don't fully grasp. We talk about manifesting, about thinking positively, but let's pause for a moment. What if I told you that the words you speak are not just sounds or sentences, but vibrations that carry real energy into the world? This is where the magic happens. When you truly understand that speaking energy is not just about speaking words, it's about channeling the power of your thoughts, intentions, and feelings into the universe, creating a life that reflects your deepest truth. Think about it. When you speak to someone, your words carry weight. Ever had a conversation where someone's words lifted you up, made you feel seen, made you feel like you could do anything? That's because they weren't just speaking. Those words were charged with energy. They meant something. They came from a place of belief, of power, of love. Now think about when you've spoken in frustration, in anger, in doubt. Those words don't just disappear into thin air. They too carry a vibration, a negative one that lingers in the air. You may not see it, but that energy affects you and everyone around you. We all have a voice, but not all of us use it in ways that bring us closer to our highest selves. Our words have the power to shape our realities. If you wake up every day saying, "This is going to be a hard day," guess what? You're speaking that reality into existence. Your mind, your energy, hears that. And the universe? It listens too. It doesn't judge. It just mirrors what you send out. Now picture this. You wake up, take a deep breath, and say to yourself, "Today, I am going to create something amazing. I'm in control of my energy, and I attract positive experiences." Your words don't just sit there. They are like a magnet, pulling toward you everything that aligns with that energy. You are now vibrating at a higher frequency. Your thoughts are no longer passive. They are active creators. This isn't just about wishful thinking. This is about energy alignment. When you speak with intention, you align your mental, emotional, and energetic bodies. You create a powerful force, and the universe responds to that force. It's like walking into a room and instantly lighting it up with your presence. You don't need to scream or shout. You just need to speak with the energy that's aligned with your desires. But here's the thing. This takes practice. It takes mindfulness. Because sometimes it's so easy to fall into the trap of speaking from fear, from lack, from doubt. It's easy to say, "I'll never be able to do this," or "Things never go right for me." Those words drain your energy. They reinforce the limitations that don't even exist except in your own mind. You've got to catch yourself when you start speaking from that place, and replace those words with ones that serve you, ones that empower you. It's not just about saying, "I'm positive" or "I'm grateful." It's about feeling it. When you speak energy into your life, you must believe the words you're saying. You can't fake it. The universe doesn't respond to shallow, surface-level words. It responds to your vibration, your truth. When you say, "I am abundant," do you feel the abundance? When you say, "I am worthy," do you believe in your worth? Your words must reflect the belief that you deserve all the good the universe has to offer. And when that belief aligns with your words, your actions, and your energy, you will see your world shift. One of the most powerful things you can do in life is to speak the energy you want into existence. Don't wait for things to magically appear. Speak them into being. Speak your dreams, your goals, your desires, as if they are already part of your reality. I am successful. I am healthy. I am at peace. Speak them with confidence, with the belief that they are already yours. It's important to remember that your words are seeds. They might not bloom overnight, but they will bloom. If you consistently speak life, positivity, and abundance into your life, you'll start to see those seeds grow. But if you speak doubt, negativity, and fear, you're watering a garden of weeds. You have the power to choose what you nurture in your life, starting with your words. The key here is consistency. You don't just speak with intention once and expect everything to change. It's a practice, it's a daily ritual. Every time you speak, you are contributing to the energy you are sending out into the world. So why not make it count? Why not make it a habit to speak words that align with your highest truth? Words that reflect your future, not your past. Start today. Speak the life you want into existence. Say it out loud. Say it like you already know it's true. Because, in the world of energy, energy never lies. And the more you speak it, the more you'll see it. Chapter 25. Protecting your peace in a loud world. A world that never stops talking, it's easy to lose sight of your own inner peace. There's always something, news flashing across your phone, endless notifications, people voicing opinions everywhere, opinions that don't always reflect your truth. The world is loud, and in that noise it's easy to forget the sound of your own thoughts. But here's the thing. Your peace isn't something the world can take from you unless you let it. Peace is not just about quiet moments on a beach or in a meditation room. It's about the space within you, that deep place where you are aligned with yourself, where your energy feels grounded, where the world's chaos can swirl around you and not knock you off course. But to protect that peace, you have to first acknowledge it's there. Most people walk around unaware of the subtle shifts in their energy. We react to everything around us instead of responding with awareness. But when you start protecting your peace, everything changes. It starts with setting boundaries, not just with people, but with the world itself. You don't have to consume every piece of media, engage in every conversation, or allow every opinion to touch you. Boundaries are your first line of defense. And here's the most beautiful part. You don't need permission to set them. It doesn't matter if someone thinks you're too quiet, too withdrawn, or too selective with your time. What matters is that you're choosing peace, choosing to guard your energy like the precious gift it is. Another powerful tool in protecting your peace is learning the art of saying no. No to the things that drain you, no to the people who bring negativity, and no to situations that deplete your soul. We often feel guilty for saying no, but the truth is, when you say no to something that doesn't align with your peace, you're saying yes to yourself. And that's the most important relationship you'll ever have. Living in a loud world also means learning how to filter the noise. There's so much out there that isn't yours to carry. You don't have to take on everyone's problems, opinions, or emotions. When someone tries to dump their stress onto you, remember, it's not your job to absorb it. You can empathize, you can listen, but you don't have to carry their burden. Instead of absorbing, try offering peace. Try offering calm. And when the world pushes too hard, retreat for a moment. Walk outside, take a deep breath, and reconnect with the only thing that matters in that moment. You. Peace is not about avoiding conflict or living in a bubble. It's about responding with calmness, no matter what the world throws your way. It's about standing firm in your energy, knowing that no matter how loud the world gets, your center is unshakable. The more you protect your peace, the stronger it becomes. The more you guard it, the more it becomes an anchor in your life, something you can return to when everything else feels too overwhelming. To protect your peace, you must be intentional. Make peace a practice. Start each day with a moment of stillness, whether that's meditation, prayer, or just a few minutes of silence before the chaos begins. Let your inner peace be the foundation on which everything else is built. Remember, the world will always be loud. It will always try to pull you in different directions. But you have the power to decide where your energy goes. Protect your peace, because once you do, everything else starts to fall into place. Chapter 26. Energy is the new currency. We live in a time where money, success, and the hustle of life dominate conversations. We've been taught to chase the dollar, collect the accolades, and measure our worth by what we own or achieve. But if we're being honest with ourselves, the truth is different. The real currency in life is not money. It's energy. Energy is what fuels everything. It's the force behind our thoughts, our actions, and our interactions. It's what connects us all, whether we acknowledge it or not. Just think about it. Have you ever been around someone who drained you? You didn't even need to speak a word, their energy spoke for them. On the flip side, have you ever been around someone who made you feel alive, inspired, and like you could conquer the world? That's energy too. In every moment, your energy is either being spent, saved, or exchanged. And in this world where energy flows in and out of every conversation, every relationship, and every decision we make, it's becoming clear. Energy is the new currency. What does that mean exactly? It means that your energy is more valuable than any paycheck. It's worth more than all the likes and followers in the world. The energy you give to your work, to your loved ones, to your dreams, shapes your reality. When your energy is aligned, focused, and abundant, your life shifts in powerful ways. But when your energy is scattered, drained, or misaligned, nothing feels right. Money can come and go, but energy is what remains constant. It's the thread that ties everything together. We often forget how powerful energy can be, especially in our modern world. We've been conditioned to see wealth in terms of material possessions. But think about it. How many people have money but are still unhappy? How many successful individuals feel isolated, exhausted, or unfulfilled? The reason? They've neglected their energy. They've focused on the wrong currency. When we start to view energy as the true measure of wealth, everything changes. You begin to realize that where you place your energy is where your life is headed. If you pour all your energy into things that drain you, whether it's toxic relationships, unfulfilling work, or habits that don't serve you, then your life will reflect that. You will feel stuck, tired, and empty. But when you direct your energy toward what aligns with your purpose, what makes you feel alive, and what brings you peace, you create abundance. True abundance, not just in the material world, but in your soul. Think about how much energy we waste in fear, worry, and chasing things that aren't aligned with our true selves. If energy is currency, how much of it are you spending on things that don't truly matter? It's time to ask yourself, where am I directing my energy? Is it bringing me closer to my purpose, or is it draining me? The answer to that question can shift everything. Here's the beauty of seeing energy as currency. It puts you in control. You're no longer a passive participant in your own life. You can actively choose how, when, and where to invest your energy. Just like money, energy is finite, and once it's spent, it's gone. But the more wisely you use it, the more abundant it becomes. The law of attraction is a powerful example of how energy operates. It's not just about thinking positive thoughts. It's about aligning your energy with what you truly desire. When your energy is aligned with your goals, your purpose, and your dreams, the universe responds. Doors open, opportunities arise, and everything starts to flow. The right people, experiences, and resources come into your life because your energy has set the stage for them. But this only happens when you stop chasing external validation and start focusing on your internal energy. Your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, they all need to be in harmony with the energy you wish to attract. So, if energy is the new currency, how are you spending yours? Are you investing in things that fill you up or drain you? Are you protecting your energy from negative influences, or are you allowing the world to deplete you without thinking twice? In a world that constantly demands more of us, it's essential to recognize that energy is your most precious resource. Guard, protect it, invest it wisely. In the end, the true wealth of life isn't found in bank accounts or material possessions. It's found in the energy you cultivate. It's in the way you show up every day, with purpose, passion, and clarity. It's in the way you give to others, and the way you take care of yourself. Energy is the ultimate currency, and it's time to start spending it like you know its value. Chapter 27. Intuition. Is energy's voice. Intuition is not some mysterious, abstract concept. It's the subtle yet powerful voice of energy. In fact, it's often the most honest voice you'll ever hear. When people talk about gut feelings or inner knowing, they're talking about the energy that speaks to us without words. It's that quiet, persistent whisper that tells you something before your mind even has a chance to process it. The world doesn't always make sense in the way we want it to. We try to rely on logic, facts, and data to navigate life, but there's a deeper layer of knowing that often goes ignored. It's your energy speaking to you. Your intuition is the bridge between the unseen and the known, the cosmic and the earthly. It's not just a feeling or thought. It's a call to pay attention. Have you ever walked into a room and immediately known that something was wrong even though nothing seemed out of place? Or met someone for the first time and felt an instant connection or instant discomfort? That's your energy and intuition working together, guiding you before your mind can even catch up. Energy doesn't need words, it just knows. And so does your intuition. It's how your body interprets and responds to the frequencies of the world around you. When you start to trust it, you'll realize how much it can guide you. It's a compass you've always had, but maybe you've ignored it or silenced it for too long. Intuition works differently for everyone. For some, it's a physical sensation, a tightening in the chest or a flutter in the stomach. For others, it might be a thought or image that pops into your mind, seemingly out of nowhere. These moments are not random. They are energy nudging you. It's like tuning into a radio station. When you're in sync, the messages come through loud and clear. When you're out of sync, they can be muffled or even ignored. That's why it's so important to be mindful of your energy. The clearer your energy, the easier it is to hear that voice. But here's the thing. Your intuition doesn't always give you what you want to hear. It's not going to tell you what's convenient. It will show you the truth, even if that truth is uncomfortable or unsettling. And when you start following that truth, even in the face of fear, you'll see just how powerful it is. Your intuition is always working for your highest good, even when it doesn't make sense to the logical mind. It's there to guide you toward decisions, relationships, and situations that are aligned with your true self. Learning to trust your intuition means learning to trust your energy. It means understanding that the feelings you have, whether they're good, bad, or neutral, are not random. They are your energy's way of communicating with you. The more you trust your intuition, the more you'll find yourself in the right place, with the right people, at the right time. You won't need to chase after anything. Things will flow effortlessly because you'll be in harmony with the energy that surrounds you. Remember, energy doesn't lie. Your intuition is simply the energy's voice inside of you, speaking truths that your mind might not want to hear, but trust it. Trust that it will always lead you where you need to go. Chapter 28. Manifesting through energy. Manifesting isn't about wishing for things to fall into your lap. It's about understanding the energy you carry and how it shapes your world. Every thought, feeling, and action you take radiates a frequency, and that frequency is like a magnet, pulling circumstances, opportunities, and people toward you. It's easy to think that manifestation is just about vision boards and affirmations, but at its core, it's about alignment. The universe doesn't respond to wishing, it responds to vibration. If your thoughts and emotions are in sync with your desires, your energy becomes a clear channel, effortlessly drawing in what you want. But here's the catch. The energy you put out is often the energy you get back. If you're constantly doubting yourself, feeling unworthy, or worrying about the future, you're creating a frequency that matches those doubts. That's why many people struggle with manifestation. They focus too much on the outcome and not enough on aligning their energy with the outcome they desire. Real manifestation is about shifting your inner world to match the reality you want to see. It's about trusting that what you desire is already on its way to you because you've already become the person who's ready to receive it. When you raise your frequency, when you work to heal old wounds, and when you align your thoughts with your deepest truths, your external world begins to shift as well. You begin to attract not just the things you want, but the people, the opportunities, and the experiences that match your elevated state. Remember, energy is never static. It's fluid, constantly moving and evolving, and it reflects everything you feel and believe about yourself and the world around you. So, to manifest with true power, you must first believe that you deserve the life you're envisioning. You must align your inner energy with your desires, because when your energy speaks, the universe listens. Manifestation isn't magic, it's energy at work. And when you understand that energy is the most powerful tool you have, you'll realize that the life you've always dreamed of has always been just one alignment away. Chapter 29. Living in Full Alignment. Living in full alignment isn't just a lofty goal. It's the quiet, grounded truth of who you are when you've let go of all the distractions, the self-doubt, and the pressures from the outside world. It's when your thoughts, words, and actions are completely in harmony with your core beliefs and values. In full alignment, there's no second guessing, no inner turmoil about which path to take. Everything feels right because it is right. It's the kind of peace that goes beyond external validation or success, and it's something deeply personal. It's a feeling that only comes when you've made the courageous decision to live authentically, not for others but for yourself. You're not chasing approval anymore. You're living for your soul's true purpose. And while it's not always easy, because life is filled with noise and challenges, living in alignment means you trust your instincts, listen to your energy, and know when to let go of what no longer serves you. It's like stepping into a current that's been there all along, just waiting for you to dive in. It doesn't mean everything is perfect. It means you've found peace in your imperfections, knowing that the path you walk is your own. And when you're in full alignment, the universe responds. Opportunities flow effortlessly, your relationships are enriched, and your life feels full in the most meaningful way. There's a certain magic that happens when you stop resisting your own power, when you stop questioning your worth and just allow yourself to be exactly who you're meant to be. It's a return to wholeness, to the essence of who you were always meant to become. And in that space, your energy aligns with the frequency of your deepest desires, and the universe simply can't help but meet you halfway. You no longer have to chase anything, because when you're living in full alignment, everything you need is already on its way. Chapter 30. The truth will always be felt in life. You'll encounter countless voices, opinions, and stories. But among all the noise, there's something that cuts through it all, the truth. It's not something you hear with your ears, it's something you feel deep in your bones. The truth has a unique energy. You can't see it, but you know it when it's present. And even when people try to hide it, manipulate it, or twist it, that energy will always rise to the surface. We've all been in situations where someone's words didn't quite match their energy. Maybe it was a handshake that felt cold, a smile that didn't reach the eyes, or a compliment that felt forced. Deep down you felt it wasn't right, even if everything seemed perfect on the surface. That's energy speaking. That's the truth beneath the facade. The truth will always be felt because it resonates on a frequency that's too pure to be hidden forever. It doesn't matter how much you try to fake it, how much you hide behind words or actions. Energy doesn't lie. Your soul knows when something is authentic, and more importantly, it knows when something isn't. And that knowing, that gut feeling, it's your inner compass guiding you toward truth. People often mistake this inner knowing for intuition. But it's deeper than that. It's the energy of the universe communicating with you, telling you what's real and what's not. Have you ever met someone for the first time and felt an immediate connection? That's energy. It's an alignment between your frequencies, an exchange of truth even before words are spoken. On the flip side, have you ever been around someone who felt like a heavy weight in the room? Their energy felt off, and even though they were speaking nicely, you just couldn't trust it? That's because energy speaks louder than words. Our bodies pick up on these subtle vibrations, these frequencies, whether we consciously realize it or not. The beauty of this is that no matter how much people try to deceive, manipulate, or lie, their energy will always betray them. You can fool the world with your words, but your energy, it will give you away. The truth is that no matter how polished the story, no matter how beautiful the packaging, the real message is always hidden in the energy. This is why when you trust your gut, when you follow that inner feeling, you're often on the right path. Because your body is a finely tuned instrument, capable of detecting the truths that words cannot capture. Living in alignment with your true energy means embracing the truth of who you are. When you stop pretending to be someone you're not, when you stop hiding behind masks and personas, you start to feel the freedom that comes from being real. And that's when your energy shifts. That's when people start to feel your authenticity. without you having to say a word. But here's the kicker. Sometimes the truth is uncomfortable. It can force us to face the parts of ourselves we'd rather ignore. It can make us see the people, relationships, and situations in our lives that no longer serve us. But the truth is also liberating. It clears away the clutter. It removes the illusions. It's like standing in a room full of fog and finally opening the windows, letting the light shine through. And once the light hits, once the truth is exposed, you can never go back. You can never unfeel the truth. And you can never ignore the energy that comes with it. So the next time you feel something in your gut, that nudge telling you something's not quite right, listen. It's not just a feeling. It's the truth trying to make itself known. And remember, even when words fail, energy will always speak for you. The truth, in all its purest form, will always be felt. In a world where everyone's trying to pull you in different directions, one thing remains constant: the truth. And when you align yourself with that truth, when you embrace the energy of authenticity, you'll find peace, clarity, and a sense of purpose that words can't quite describe. The truth may not always be easy to face, but it will always set you free. Trust that. Feel that. Let it guide you, because the truth will always be felt, whether you choose to acknowledge it or not. Conclusion. Energy is not a concept. It's a reality. The vibrations we send out into the world shape our experiences, influence our relationships, and create the lives we live. When we understand and embrace the power of energy, we unlock a deeper connection to ourselves and the world around us. The truth is simple. Energy never lies. And once we learn to read it, trust it, and align with it, we open ourselves to a life of clarity, purpose, and profound peace.